Good morning. It's Kim Elizabeth, and I'm going to take a couple quick minutes here to talk to you about keeping your eye on your why. Wow. um, the night before last, I watched Ali with Will Smith. It was the first time I'd ever seen it, and there's a lot of things I learned about Ali that I had no idea whatsoever. But there was a scene in the movie where he was fighting, and I think it was for the first championship belt. If I remember correctly, it really doesn't matter because the thing is, he started out to fight and he was doing well. And then he ended up, he was against the ropes. And they kept telling him, get off the ropes. And he kept going back to the ropes. And he was getting beat royally. And as he was, it showed him looking out at the audience. He saw his wife. Saw his friends and stuff. And he saw his why, and he saw his goal, and he was reminded of what it was that he wanted. He was reminded why he wanted it. And it was a few minutes where he's getting beat badly, but in the midst of getting beat badly, he is focusing on what it was he wanted and why he wanted it. And he turned around and he came off those ropes and he knocked the guy out. Now, I'm not a big sports fan, so I can't tell you who it was he was fighting, even though I just watched the movie 2 nights ago, because that wasn't important to me. I'm not a big sports fan. I know at one point in the movie he was fighting George Foreman because they kept saying it over and over, and I remember thinking of George Foreman's grills, actually, and his 5 sons named George Foreman. Those are the details that stick in my life, not the sports. I'm just not a big sports fan. And it's not important who he was fighting. What's important is that when we're going after our goals, we can be going along good and it looks like we're going to win, which is what it was in the beginning, and then you end up against the ropes. Something in life happens, it trips you up, you have an obstacle that's there to make you stronger. And he was getting beat badly. And it looked like he was going to lose. And if it had been decided on points, he would have lost. But he knocked the guy out. Because he remembered what he was fighting for, he remembered what his goal was, and he remembered his why. And that's something that we need to do. We need to remember our why. And when we remember our why, of course we're remembering our goal, and we can stay focused and stay on the path. And that's just the thing that I wanted to remind you of today. It's not a long video today, because the important thing is, not only do we need to remind ourselves of our goal every day, but we need to remind ourselves of the why. Why is it that we want what we want? And when you remember the why, it will give you that motivation to get out of the hard times. I remind myself of my goal every day. Yesterday, at the edge of tears, I knew my why, and I'm on turnaround.